Welcome everybody. Come a little closer. Welcome to the Purple Painted Lady. I'm Trish.
I'm Courtney.
And we are here hopefully to answer questions that you have regarding some of the global alignment changes with chalk paint by Sloan. So we are super excited. If you don't know already, Annie's paint is sold all over the world. Like there is a retailer, a stockist in Russia. I think that's phenomenal. There is stockists in all throughout Europe, North America, South America, Africa. I know in Asia, so Australia, New Zealand. It's pretty phenomenal, quite frankly. And throughout 2019, you will be seeing a lot of the packaging. Can you grab the quart and the liter, please? So the packaging, which makes total sense for total quality control and for uniformity. The paint that we were familiar with in the quart containers is now going to be in a liter container. It's only about 1.8 ounces bigger, the liter, but you will notice it is heavier and it is a larger container. So just to make sure you're aware. You're also going to notice, we've talked about this, the tops are a little different. If you're purchasing from us in our shops or online, we usually include a little paper that just tells you that when you go to open the liter container, just use a paint can opener or the end of a blunt object, maybe like the bottom of a spoon, and just kind of softly, gently, patiently wedge around the whole perimeter of the top, and then it'll kind of come off and pop up. If you're aggressive and try to do it in just a couple pops, you might end up warping your top a bit. So take your time when you open the top, and you'll be able to gently lift it. And you're going to find that when you go to put these back on, all you need to use is the palm of your hand, and you just set the cover on, and you just push around, and you'll actually hear the lid kind of get, it's almost like a suction. Yeah. So anyways, okay, so that is the quart container of Duck Egg Blue. And why don't we first talk about the differences between Duck Egg and Svenska Blue in liters. Okay. So I'm going to give these to you. So in the past, here in the United States, and if you want, feel free, come on closer. I'm going to, yeah, that'd be great. In the past, we only had the color Duck Egg here in the United States. To try to make this as easy as possible, Sloan has a color called Svenska Blue also. They're very similar. So why don't we first start with the American Duck Egg that we had in Quarts, and the Duck Egg that's going to be the global color that's sold all around the world and that we are now going to be in alignment with. So which one's which? I'm guessing
this one is the one that was packaged in Quarts. That's the one that we've had for years and years. And this is going to be the Duck Egg that's going to be in liters.
So the difference between the two is subtle, but there is a difference. And so you're going to want to be aware of that. The Duck Egg that was in the Quarts of containers, I think had a little bit more of how would you describe that? A little bit more, this is a little more moody. It's a little bit more of a gray, I think. Yeah. The Duck Egg in the liters has more of a greenish blue, I think, that you could, wouldn't you say? It's a little bit more greenish. Yeah. What's interesting, though, is this dark wax is on a little heavier than that. These have also been handled quite a bit. Yes. So once you start putting a tinted wax over, you probably aren't even going to notice any difference. But with the clear, you do. And this does have clear on it, huh?
It does.
I think we need to put a couple, probably another coat, because it's definitely not as shiny as that one.
This is also a lot older, but yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Are you sure?
1 day old, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Definitely need some more clear wax. I would definitely do some more clear wax. Do we have any questions regarding the Duck Egg from the quart container and the Duck Egg from the liter? And actually, you know what? Let's do that one more time. Just because, so the sample board on, I'm not sure what side is it on for you?
Left.
On the left is the Duck Egg that was in Quarts. This is actually being discontinued. So, like for here at the Purple Painted Lady, if you were to come to any of our retail locations, we might have 1 or 2 of these left, but that is phasing out. So if you're going to be starting a new project, you're going to definitely want to use the Duck Egg in the liter, especially if you're thinking you may need more paint, because the supply will not be an issue. So think about that going forward, okay? But it is a very subtle difference. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and just get rid of that one sample board so we don't even worry about that.
So Margaret has a good question. Is there going to be a price increase?
Absolutely. Well, I can't speak across the board. I can speak for my business. So at the Purple Painted Lady, there is no price increase at all. So you're getting about 2 ounces more paint. That's quite a bit because a sample pot is just about 4 ounces of paint. Think of it that way. So you're getting half a sample pot additional practically in your container. So no, pricing's going to be held the same. So like I said, I can't speak for everybody. It is a global brand, so pricing may vary depending on the independent stores. So definitely go and visit your local stockists, and more importantly, go visit them because you are going to want to see these colors in person. Okay, that's very important. So we didn't label these. I'm assuming these are both duck egg. Okay, so I just want to hold these up too, so that way you see the duck egg. Why don't you point out the differences?
Yep, so we have the clear wax. We have the dark, which is the brown tinted wax. We also have the white and the black.
So these are Annie's chalk paint waxes, and you see them in the different colors. And this is with the duck egg in the global packaging. And like we said, it's a little bit more on the green side. What's interesting, did you have the duck egg quart with the white wax? I'm just curious to see if you would compare that. I don't even know if you can see the difference per se. Let's see.
I don't actually.
It's very subtle, but you know, once you start using tinted waxes over some colors, if there is a slight change, I think you really can't even tell the difference, to be quite frank with you. So it's really just with the clear. Okay, thanks, Court. Okay, so we'll leave these here. And the top of this table has one coat, and this is painted also in the duck egg in the liter container, correct?
Yeah.
Just so we can point that out. Okay, so we showed you the duck egg. Let's talk about Svenska.
Okay.
You want to compare maybe the two? So again, Svenska definitely has, I think, more of a blue to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little bit brighter and it has a bit more of a blue undertone to it.
And when you look at Svenska compared to duck egg in the quart, this is a little bit more brighter.
Yes.
What do you think, Hannah?
Definitely.
It's a little bit lighter.
Yeah. I think it's almost a mix between duck egg and Louis Blue.
Really?
That's kind of what I'm feeling from it.
Okay. So the two I have in my hands were from the quart container of the duck egg.
Yep.
This is Svenska Blue from the liter.
Liter.
I know this is a bit confusing, but hopefully by seeing them, and I don't know how the colors being, you know, communicated through the screen, try also holding that at a different angle. Sometimes the color changes depending upon which way you're looking at it. Any difference from your eye, Hannah?
The Svenska is translating a little bit grayer than how it looks in person.
Okay.
But you can definitely see the difference between the two.
Okay,
Good.
so this is the duck egg, and this is the duck egg blue, and this is the Svenska blue. And you definitely, if you have a local retailer for your chalk paint by Annie Sloan, please go visit them. Make sure you see the colors, and I just think it's really helpful. So, okay, so what do we want to do? Do we want to switch these?
Can.
Okay, so again, you're holding the duck egg. I'm holding the Svenska. Do we want to go ahead and just paint some sample boards, I guess? We did it the other day as it's just a quick video.
Sure.
We get some paint on the sample board. Some of the things that we are noticing with the global alignment is that the paint, you're going to find your containers are a little heavier. And the coverage when you go to paint is pretty phenomenal. I don't know. What about you? Did you feel that the other day?
It was pretty.
Yeah, it was quite impressive. So, let me just go ahead and get this out of here. What did you want to do first? You're just going to do one Svenska, one duck egg, just to show them, I guess, the application. Do we have any questions? Because I'm trying to fill airtime here. One of the things I do want to mention, I'm going to reach in front of you, Courtney, is that Annie's book a zine. This is the colorist. If you have never seen this before, this is kind of like me doing a little commercial as Courtney's opening containers, and then I'm going to have you hold up from painting just till we get this done. This is Annie's book a zine. It's kind of a book and it's kind of a magazine. And it is a phenomenal, just fun read. And she's going to be coming out with this. I don't know if there's an exact schedule, but probably, I'm going to guess 2 to 4 times a year. So we have these in stock. There is going to be a new one being released sometime March, maybe April. And it'll always be on our website. I'm not quite sure if she has sort of like a volume or how she specifies which one's which, so that way if you need to back order a copy.
There was a volume number. I guess there's not.
Maybe there isn't. I'm not sure. But you'll be able to at least, if there is one in specific you're looking for, if you describe it, we'll be able to see if we have it for you. So
Yeah.
this is really exciting. There's also, she has a free gift in here. There's a tile stencil inside the book-a-zine. There's examples of people of how they used it. In this one, she's talking about color theory, basically her chalk paint story, which is pretty phenomenal. Annie's personal story. Annie has Facebook Lives on a regular basis. She just had one, was it yesterday or the day before? I don't even know what day it is. So she had one this week, and she has another one on Valentine's Day. So on February 14th, on Annie Sloan's YouTube channel, they'll probably upload that, but if you go to her Facebook page on Valentine's Day, Annie Sloan, you'll be able to watch her do another one. So make sure you tune into that. Okay? Okay, so what color do we have here?
I have Svenska, which
Yep.
is the newer color.
And you can zoom right in when she does this. It's really more so about the coverage of it. We're also going to showcase this painting. We're going to do it a couple different ways. We'll do Svenska with Annie Sloan's dome top brush. This is an awesome brush if you want to create texture. I think it's very important. Or I also think this brush has really great coverage.
Yeah.
And feel free to load that up so you have a lot of paint on it. And that's what's beautiful about this brush, is that it works, I don't want to say like a mop, but it really holds the paint so well. And it releases it kind of like a ballpoint pen. If you have enough paint on here, not where it's dripping off, but if you have enough paint on here, you're going to find you're going to work less, because you don't need to keep dipping into the can of paint. You don't want to have so little paint on your brush that it's too thin. And the other thing is you want to get it on in a very light touch. Just lay your paint and ready to go. So that's one coat using Annie's Svenska Blue. And that was with her dome top brush.
Yep.
I don't know if it matters if I hold it from different directions.
Yeah, there's a bit of a sheen on it, but
Okay? So, why don't we show them how you're opening this?
yeah. I just take my little can opener, and these are really easy to get off. Usually you just have to go underneath one a little bit, and then the second one usually pops right off.
So with the liters of paint, definitely
little
take your time. With the
Yeah.
liters of paint, work yourself, work the can opener all the way around.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing. So now Courtney's actually switched, and she's using the Annie Sloan small flat paintbrush. In my opinion, when you're doing kitchen cabinets, if you are looking for more of a traditional finish, I love the 2-inch flat brush. That's her large. I think it makes a big difference compared to the, I think the 2-inch flat brush makes a big difference compared to the dome, unless you really do want to create a little bit of texture.
Yeah.
So feel free to get a bit more paint on there. Yeah. And now we're using the duck egg blue, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
What do people think about the coverage?
No comments on the coverage yet. A lot of people love the color. Tina is wondering the name of the paint color. I think she's referring to the Svenska Blue.
Oh yeah, so actually while you're doing that,
Yeah.
can I just hold this up right here? So this is the, I don't want to say the other, but the very similar kind of color to duck egg. Except this one seems a little lighter and has a little bit more blue in it. Can I back away? So Courtney's painting with the duck egg blue. You'll notice it has a little bit more green compared to Svenska.
Yep.
I actually have a dried Svenska right here in my hand, and I'm just holding it next to Courtney, who's doing the duck egg blue. And again, she's using the small Annie Sloan flat paintbrush. The bristles on this brush are a blend. They're synthetic bristles and natural bristles. They are, I don't want to say bouncy, but this is a wonderful brush. This in a 2-inch is also wonderful to apply lacquer.
Yeah.
I love
We
that when
should
we're
have
applying
2
lacquer. You can hold them near each other, but this right here, use it. It's wonderful for doing your kitchen cabinets. Same with the 1 inch if you need to get in the sashing. But I love this brush also if you're going to be using lacquer. And one of our friends here, closest to our main store, Stacy, she actually has done a couple of the vinyl floor cloths, and she top coats them with Annie's lacquer, and she loves that brush. So, cool. Yeah. Any other questions regarding duck egg and Svenska, or in the sense of the consistency of the paint? Like I said, it is a little bit heavier.
Thicker, yeah.
If you want to, oop, that wasn't smart of me. Let me do that. So,
You can always use that if you need to.
yeah. So I think the paint, like I said, is a little bit heavier. A little bit, I would say a little bit thicker. I think it's important. Oh, look how easy it is. Did you hear that?
It well, this one I think is almost done. Oh wait. What's that? No, it's closed.
I might make you open it just to do it one more time.
Well, I don't think this one's closed all the way, so we might be able to get a click out of this one. There
Woo.
it goes.
There you go. Hopefully you picked up
like
on it.
cracking my
You
nut.
can actually hear that sound when you're putting your lid back on your liter containers. If you don't take your time opening those liter containers, you're probably going to be a little disappointed because you may warp your top.
Yeah.
So be conscientious of that. We are approaching the depth of the winter. No matter where you live, you want to make sure, doesn't matter what kind of paint you use, okay? I'm not a paint snob. Doesn't matter what kind of paint you use, but if you have any water-based paint, you do not want to be leaving it out in your garage or anywhere where it's going to be at cold temperatures and freezing for an indefinite period of time, okay? A lot of people ship paint. Obviously, we ship paint. As soon as you get your product in or get your product delivered, get it in your house and let it just sit there. If it has to sit there for a day, just let it get to room temperature and follow the little instruction sheet we include in your package.
Yeah.
What else? What's coming up? What are we going to do for Facebook Live? And when's the next one? And what's the topic?
Yeah, so our next Facebook Lives are already posted on our Facebook pages, so they're events that you can go into and RSVP. We're going to be doing a couple other videos regarding some of the shifting of colors.
Okay.
So the next one that we have is it's going to be Chicago Gray versus Paris Gray colors in the liters.
Okay, and
So
we'll maybe showcase the Paris Gray compared to the Paris Gray in the
Yes.
quart.
Yep.
We'll have our old sample boards and our new ones.
Yep.
It is very minor.
it is.
It's so minor.
Kind of like
yeah. And
kinda
so, but I got to tell you that if you loved the duck egg, I know sometimes I'm the kind of person, I sit in the same spot every time I sit at my table. I'm like a creature of habit. I really am. I know sometimes it's kind of like you get nervous about change. This change is very minute. It is extremely minor. And if it wasn't, I would tell you because I want you laughing at her. I want you to be happy, and it's really important that if you have color questions, first go visit your local stockist. If you don't have a local stockist and you order from someone else online, or if you order from us, give those people a call. That's why they're there. That's why we're here. We want to make sure that you don't have questions unanswered, and that you're purchasing a color that you're going to be happy with and that you're going to love. And so if there's any confusion at all in the sense of the tone that you're perceiving, because monitors can sometimes give you a color, it may not even be calibrated correctly depending what you're looking at, especially if you're using a 6-year-old cell phone, right? So we want to make sure that if you have a question, we're here to help you. What else? Anything else?
So Danae is wondering the cost of the brushes, the Annie Sloan brushes.
Yeah, I think the cost of the brushes, generically speaking, will range depending where you purchase them. I think the minimum you're going to find the brushes, the minimum, it's kind of like, you go and buy a pair of Nikes. It might range where you're going from. Mm-hmm. But this is in the upper 20s to early, low $30 range. And the 1-inch brush is, I don't know, 10 to like $11 or $12, $13, I'm not sure. And then the 2-inch brush is in the lower 20s. So your local stockist has them priced. We have them priced on our website. The Purple Painted Lady is our blog website, and from there you can hop over to the shopping cart. Also, we just want to make sure you know our YouTube channel is The Purple Painted Lady. we have a ton of videos out on YouTube. If you'd like to use gilding, if you want to do a wash using chalk paint, if you want to do a dry brush, come on,
Yeah,
you probably did most of them.
and
I'm like, come, give me.
You can do crackle effects, different wax techniques.
Yeah, you can use Annie's
ombres.
dark wax. We've used dark wax and made a glaze out of it, and we stained the top of a brand new wooden farmhouse table. I mean, go visit the YouTube channel for the Purple Painted Lady. I think you'll be really happy with it. And we're very excited about some of the new colors that are coming out. I hate to ask this, but can you run over and get those 3 Charleston boxes?
Yeah.
The kits over there.
In the meantime, Debbie's wondering when the Duck Egg Blue and Svenska Litres will be available in the USA.
Okay, so Debbie, every store owner may be a little different. There's been a huge excitement demand for duck egg. So our duck egg Litres, you may find some at your local stockist. We at the Purple Painted Lady, I think we're not getting our duck egg Litres probably for about a week and a half. So, like I said, if you have a local retailer, give them a call. Make sure you're very specific. When people are coming into our shop now, one of the things that we're doing is that we are asking them, is this a new project? Are you trying to match paint to an old project? Because we want to make sure they're leaving with an exact match. Svenska Blue is already available at our shops, and it's on our online store. So we have, I got this one. And then you're going to find these on our website also, along with our shops. These are the 3 Charleston colors. Actually, Annie has a new book that's coming out. I think it's Annie's. It's on our ordering sheet. We'll be getting it next week. And it talks about the organization and anyway, some of the colors. But we do have this color coming in next week. And it's sort of like a purple. Like as in like the Purple Painted Lady. I love it. It's like an aubergine. So if you like, and that was the color the ladies wore in my wedding.
Fancy word.
Aubergine. Yeah, it's a gorgeous color. I love it. And this is this color right here that we're talking about is, and I hope I say these correctly because I'm still new at this. So I believe this is Rodmel. And you know what? When I first started selling chalk paint almost 10 years ago, I would try to avoid saying old ochre or Antibes or Ubusan because I didn't know how to pronounce certain names.
Yeah.
And this is still somewhat new to me. So then we have Tilton, and this is more of like a mustard yellow.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's like sort of any other idea, more of a sunflower spice, like a
Sunflower
Mediterranean
gold. Yeah.
gold color. It's
Gold
beautiful. And then we have Furl, and I apologize if I'm not saying these phonetically correctly, but that is how I'm pronouncing it. And this color is, I'm not sure how to actually, you want to try it?
It's like
Sweet peas.
sweet pea.
I actually thought Lem was more of a sweet pea.
Okay, this is more of like an asparagus color.
You think?
I think so.
It's not quite because it's like the lightest shade of like
summer grass?
Yeah, like yes. But when you put the 3 of them together, they're beautiful. Also on the box of the decorative casings for the Charleston collection, you're going to see that there's these are the colors that are in the box, and they'll give you suggestions of how to use the colors with each other. Personally, I think these 3 together are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I can't wait to use the Rodmel. I'm very excited.
Really into them.
Really? It's interesting.
I'm drawn to more like greens and
That's because you're a millennial and I'm almost 50. So I'm not. I'm going to be 49 next month. But that's close to 50.
There are a couple comments. I think we should reiterate. Svenska Blue is not replacing Duck Egg Blue. It will be available in both.
Good point. Who noted that?
Karen asked a question. A couple other people actually.
Oh, okay. So very good. So say that again, just a little louder.
We're just going to reiterate. Some people are wondering
Hold up, Duck Egg.
if Svenska Blue is replacing Duck Egg Blue or if they will both be available in liters.
Nope, you get them both. So,
2 for the price of 1. Okay.
well, not quite, but but yeah. So they're similar, but they're different, and one is not going to be retired that we know of at any time soon. So, interesting. Very good question. What other questions do you have? And again, that was duck egg, and I had Svenska Blue.
That seems to be it for questions.
Sorry, didn't mean to bump you. You know, if anyone thinks of some more questions in regards to colors that are coming out, anything at all, we're always very excited, and we're always desperate. Give us more information. Give us more ideas. We would love to host a Facebook Live. And same thing with color mixing. So we will be doing that once we get through some of the descriptions of these colors. Like I said, give a call to your local stockist, especially if you're going to make a little bit of a trek. And just make sure that they've received something in before you drive all the way out there. We're still waiting for the duck egg Litres. That should be here, like I said, probably no later, most likely, than February 1st. What are we at? What's today's date?
January
18th.
Yeah, so I would say around February 1st at the latest. So, and starting next week, we will have liters of, you probably put those away already. It's okay. We'll have liters of Rodmel in-house and on our website and in our stores available for purchasing. That was that aubergine, that purple color. And in fact, maybe we'll do 2 Facebook Lives next week. No, we'll do it once it comes in. So we'll do another Facebook Live the following week, and we'll do something in aubergine.
We're going to spoil you guys.
In Rodmel. And I think we should get all those sample boards made up. Okay. We'll do a quick Facebook Live doing that, so... Anyways, okay, I'm sorry I ramble. I appreciate all of you. We're very grateful for our customers. We're grateful that you tune in. Follow us on the YouTube channel and post your questions below. We'll be happy to help you.
And really quick,
really
quick, if you like our Facebook Lives and you want to make sure you know exactly when they're happening, we do have a text alert system which will notify you 10 minutes before we go live. All you have to do is text the number 74121 and type in the word chalk paint. If you have a smartphone, it's going to try to correct it to chalk paint as 2 words. It needs to be 1 in order to work, okay?
Does it matter if it's capitalized or lowercase?
Capitalized does not matter. It just has to be 1 word, okay?
So 74121?
Yep, 74121, and you will get a text confirming that you've been enrolled, so you will know when you've done it correctly.
And that'll also, once we post the Rodmel onto our shopping cart and have it in our stores, we will send out a quick text message. And we're also going to be doing that as we transition for some colors. And I think we also need to do a Facebook Live on graphite because people are going to be extremely excited on the coverage and that it's a little bit more black.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, we got to do that. So, okay, I'm Trish.
I'm Courtney.
We're the Purple Painted Lady.